abandoned, 10 years, not really knowing what's next, feeling lost, abandoned again, and feeling sharp pains of not really knowing where I belong and what I gonna do next in this life. That actually started my journey of the Soaring Woman. I didn't even know it, but it was actually very important and part of my journey. I found myself in a situation where I was constantly bouncing back. As a child, people always said, "Oh, Shamilla, you're always smiling." They used to call me Smiley Wiley. And it wasn't that I didn't have problems. I just was like, hey, life is going to happen, but I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. So when problems come, it's just, I found a way to be optimistic about it, pretty much. I'm not happy about some of them, but I smile and I say, okay, what am I going to get out of this? And what do I want to learn to apply it for the next time something else comes at my way? And, you know, you just look at the glass half full, opposed to the contrary. No, it's not always easy, but it's part of my, the Soaring Woman. That's what we do. We keep pushing forward. The second part of the Soaring Woman is that she is a visionary. I can remember at 12 years old, saying I was gonna have a foster group home and I was gonna name it after my mom that passed away. I didn't really know what these words meant, but I always was a person of really big dreams, not knowing how I was gonna do it, but I was gonna do it. I was always very bold. That's part of being a visionary. I wanna touch on the 3 Ps of the visionary for the Soaring Woman. She operates in prayer, she follows her passion, and she'll find her purpose. And profit will find her. When I say profit, I don't necessarily mean money. Profit can be people saying good things about you in a room that you're not in. Profit can be people mentioning you and referring you for speaking engagements or for events or anything, networking that's going to have a greater purpose for your mission. It, you know, really depends on what your goal is. My goal is legacy building. So anywhere where I can encourage someone, or anytime someone says, oh, Shamilla helped me through this, or I remember working with her 7 years ago and she made my life better, that's what my profit is. Yes, I need money to live, but my profit and what makes me happy is those things, those memories that I've, you know, and those impressions I've left on people. Another part of being a visionary is learning there's seasonal times in your life. And timing is very, very important when you're a visionary. A lot of times for myself, I'll speak for myself, I'll be very transparent. Sometimes I have these big goals, I'll write them down and I'll map them out and I'll say it's gonna go this way, this way, this way. I moved to Charlotte 8 months ago with a plan every step of the way, and plan A didn't work, plan B didn't work, plan C didn't work, and I fell upon plan D and it should have been plan A. But what I'm saying, I say all that to say is I kept going. I knew I had big dreams. I knew I wanted to create change. I knew I wanted to encourage. I'm also very, very good at being a boss. I'm also very good at doing project management because I have a nerdy side. So I put all those things together. I prayed about it. I followed the things that I was good at, and I fell upon things that were part of my purpose. You know, I get to change lives every day, and I also get to tell people what to do. So that's the visionary part of it. I just want to encourage you that sometimes when you're a visionary, you have to understand not only the timing, but where your support comes from. Your family, your friends are not always going to be your primary support system. You have to find those people in your mission and what you're passionate about, and that support will come. You won't have to worry about that. Sometimes our family is not a bad thing. It's just that they're not in that same space that you're in. It was hard for me to say, oh, when I moved, I'm following my dreams. I'm going to open my own business. And it's like this. But I'm like, you're not excited for me? And it wasn't that they were hating. It's just that they couldn't see themselves doing something like that, or they didn't understand it. But your vision is just that. It's your vision. So you can't be deterred when someone doesn't give you a loud clap, or they're not, you know, giving a ton of shout outs or anything. You got to do the work. And you got to keep going and find those people that you're supposed to do the work for, or whatever it is. For me, it's people, but for you, it may be something else. But you got to follow that and not get discouraged. Or if you are discouraged, acknowledge you're discouraged and find a way to push past that. We can talk offline more about that if you want to know how I did that. A really big part of the Soaring Woman is that she self-reflects, and she uses that as a power tool to navigate to the woman she aspires to be, while also appreciating the woman she is now and how far she's come. I remember I walked across the stage 6 months pregnant at my high school graduation. And people were like, "Oh wow, Shamilla, you got that baby. What are you gonna do now? Go to school?" But I said that confidently, but I had to find a way, and I had to reflect on my decisions and how I was gonna move forward with that. What do I want to be? I want to be a great mom. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna show her love. I didn't have all the answers, but I found a way to reflect and use that as my foresight for how I'm going to keep going. I wanted to be a woman who, at a time was really physically fit. I worked out a lot. I wanted to heal from my past traumas. I got some therapy. I got into swimming. I established new friends and severed some ties and set some boundaries. I have financial goals now. I want to buy a house. So what am I doing? I'm working on some credit stuff. I'm trying to build some things and save. That's what the self-reflection part of the Soaring Woman is. It's not, oh, I want to be this person. I want to be this person. And you're downplaying who you are, but you're saying, I've come this far and I can do better. But that only comes from inward reflection. It's not victimizing yourself. I don't look at myself as a victim. I looked at myself as a person who had trials, but she got through them. I'm victim to victorious. So I like to look at that and say, what can I do in this situation to go in whatever direction it is that I want to go in? So I advocate the Soaring Woman, and she's always soaring. She's always growing. She's always evolving. What may have been good for me 6 months ago is no longer good for me. Why? Because I'm growing. I found a better way, parts of that may change for you too in your business, right? Our plan in the beginning, you get all that paperwork and all that fancy lettering to the T on how your business is going to go. You get a few clients and you see how it works and you say, okay, I got to make some tweaks. That's personal, professional, and also some mental health stuff. So those are the 3 things of the Soaring Woman. She is 1, resilient. 2, she's a visionary and she operates with a circle of the P's. Prayer. She follows her passion. She will find her purpose and profit will find her. The last part is she uses self-reflection as a power tool to continue to grow and blossom into the woman she aspires to be, while also loving who she is right now. Now, I have a treat for you guys. I have my book here. It's called The Soaring Woman. Right on the front of it, it says, it's a guided journal. I'm a masterpiece, not a master of pieces. We're whole. We're not our past. We are not broken individuals. We can still achieve goals no matter what we've been through. There's a lot of us, we all have our trials. My trials are not going to be your trials, but they're just as significant. You can still soar. In The Soaring Woman, I talk about the 8 principles that I use to navigate through life. For the instance, the first one is forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. For this book, first thing I had to start was forgiving my birth mother for quote unquote abandoning me. I transitioned my thinking to, I really appreciate her for signing her rights over and giving me up, because that's the greatest gift of a mother, to know that I cannot take care of this child and I want her to go to somewhere loving and where she will get the things that she needs, because she could not give them to me. So there's more of that in The Soaring Woman. That's just one of the principles that we touch on. Each principle has a reflection piece from me. I journal a lot, and there's a piece there. It has my expertise in how we navigate through forgiveness. So you'll get some tips on how to apply it to your life and your situation. And then there's room to reflect. But I wanted to share something with you guys. I have a poem in here, and it's about my reflection and how I view myself and basically the Soaring Woman as a whole. So I'm gonna pull it up and I can actually put up in a book. If you guys don't mind me looking down a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna read the poem. She self-reflects. The poem is titled Mirror, Mirror. I look in the mirror, there's a reflection of me. She's beautiful and growing as that of a tree. Her beauty radiance of wisdom and peace. She learned a lot from life, you see. When you know my story, you see God gets the glory. Had to remove excuses, that's not where my truth is. I have power, not stopping, won't live in the darkness. Self-awareness, I now have the key. I am unleashed, I set myself free. Self-improvement, I interview me. I learn from mistakes, that's what elevates me. Don't stress over things out of my control. That's my motto, truth be told. What got me here won't get me there. Do something different, smell change in the air. I hear them talking, saying I've changed. I didn't work this hard to remain the same. Not wasting my breath on senseless chatter. The criticism and hate will never matter. Girl pays attention, you have purpose. Don't be shy, yes, you're deserving. I hold my head up, don't care if they're judging. They had something to say about Mary the Virgin. I had to silence the voices, I can make my own choices. I am bold, I am fearless, wear my dreams like a necklace. I walk with style and grace with a nice change of pace. My mind, body, and soul, what a treasure. Not letting comparison make me feel I don't measure. Forever changing, and that will continue. Not looking back unless it's in my rear view. My progression and growth is not about you. I'm proud of myself, I clap for me too. Roadblocks made me detour inward. What I found there made the path clearer. Resilient, I'm always going to bounce back. Strong enough to overcome those flashbacks. I remember the day that I chose freedom. My beautiful girls will be 2 more reasons. I look in the mirror, there's a reflection of me. She's beautiful and growing as that of a tree. So this is the Soaring Woman. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Books A Million, anywhere you can find books. If you want a signed copy, email me at thesoaringwoman@gmail.com or hit me up on Facebook. I love Facebook. I'm also on LinkedIn at Shamilla Wiley and Shamilla Nicole. You can search me and find me. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say and your feedback.
That was a beautiful poem.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm really excited to read the book first off, and for it to be up in our library and see it and all that awesome stuff. And you know, for everyone watching, Shamilla was sharing with me before we went live that you have a signing coming up, hopefully sometime soon at like Books A Million. So that's really exciting too, that so many folks are gonna be able to have access to your story.
Yes, yes. I don't have a date yet, but once I do, I'll share it with my Advent family. You guys have been so supportive. I actually got my first client from Advent and just networking with you guys.
Love that. So, I mean, in the start of, you know, your story, you had a lot of, you know, changes that happened. You know, maybe not as much stability to start, you know, as some might. What like practices do you have, or what do you find like grounding in your life in like moments of change?
So for me, that's a really good question, because each time in my life, I've always found prayer and God to be my source. That's my spiritual side, but I also have to, when I can't think, I need to swim. I have the coolest iPod set that goes underwater. So when I need to think, honestly, or something's not going right, I'll say my prayer, but my real release is through my swimming. My real thinking is through my swimming. And I'll turn that music on and I'll just go lap for lap for lap. 45 minutes is gone. I'll feel, the problem might still be there, but I'll feel a lot better and I'm able to tackle it.
Wow, I did not know that was a thing.
Yes. Now, obviously with COVID, I've had to do some mental swimming, not as much physical swimming, but I just start dancing and singing really loud in my house until I start feeling better. I'll have my kids join in too. And to me, it may not always sound good, but it's a perfect release.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so you mentioned, that your, birth mother, um, you know, tried to find, a more loving and better home for you, and then your first like adoptive mother, passed away, which is just, such a hard loss.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering, how, trying to think how to word this. I guess just like role models. You had these two women at the start of your life. Are there any other women who have been in your life who have helped you in your journey to like get where you are?
Yes. The Bible says that he will be a father to the fatherless and mother to the motherless, and he will create those people and the connections on earth. So I've been honored I was first given a brother, my adopted brother, who's acted as a father figure for me. Um, and he's someone I really look up to. He's almost 30 years my senior. I won't give his age, but he was definitely the father figure I needed. Even though I didn't always listen, he was still that unconditional love that I needed. I have three women, and actually women in different stages of my life, who were like, no, Shamilla, you know better than that. Let's not do this. There's no excuses. Get yourself together. There's one was my teacher in high school. I love her to pieces. Even after I, got pregnant my senior year and had some scholarship I had to turn down because I was super involved. People were super shocked. Like, people don't make mistakes. So what? But she was like, no, we're still going to apply. We're going to we're going to get you into the school. You're not going away, but you can still go. And if you want to go away, you can. You tell me what you're going to do, but I'm not going to let you take this and give up on yourself, because that's initially what I done before I transitioned to saying, no, I'm going to keep going. I had said, okay, fine. All I wanted to do was graduate high school and get away from people. Obviously, for reasons why, but I didn't. I went to Syracuse University. 3 months. I went in the spring. My daughter was born in the fall, and I went in the spring.
Wow.
So, yes, and I did receive full scholarship for the time that I went. So I didn't graduate from there. There's more to that story, but I still was able to go.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any like women in your life who you are like a mentor to?
Yes. My old boss, we started off with a business relationship. And now she's my mentor, and there's times she reaches out to me like, hey, I need some advice. What am I gonna do? So it's like we both are mentors to each other, but she's definitely someone who's been with me almost 7+ years.
That's amazing. Yeah, I love that. I like the idea and the practice of, not just having the mentor or the mentee, but having that like mutually beneficial, relationship of that we all have something to offer and give, and we all have something to learn
Yeah.
and receive. So,
Yeah, I love that question, because there's actually more women than that. As I think, I'm starting to reflect on that.
mhm.
There's even people for every season of my life. And
Yeah,
that's another good thing. It doesn't take away from someone who didn't make it to a certain season of my life. Everyone has a purpose in that season, but it got me to where it pushed me along. I'm really grateful for my mentors and people who aren't my mentors, but kept going and encouraging me.
yeah, absolutely. What got you into, maybe you already mentioned this and I missed, but what got you into like writing? I mean, this is the first book, you've
Mhm.
written. What inspired you and like pushed you through that? I know it's like a challenging process to write a whole book.
So I've always written. when I was younger, I would write plays in my free time,
Wow.
because it was my escape. Um, Books, reading was my escape. Home was hell for me sometimes, and I needed escape. I wrote, I read. So I've been writing for forever, but I was journaling a lot after high school. Um, During my therapy, she's like, pick up that book again. So keep writing.
Mhm.
I have tons of journals. Some of them I burned. Some of them, it's really funny too, because in my journals I write in like a scribble so no one ever can read it, but I refuse to buy one with a lock. So if someone was to pick up my journal and find it anywhere, they probably would not be able to read it, because I don't like even use like normal letters. I write in like a, not even a language, but like just a penmanship that no one would ever understand what it is. Um, but I kept some of them,
Yeah.
because it helps me look, where I've come from. But they've been very, very therapeutic for me. Very, very therapeutic. I can be raw, uncut. And when the pandemic hit and I decided to move to North Carolina and leave my corporate job, I also had just finished getting my bachelor's degree in business management and economics management. All of a sudden, I had this time on my hands. And I always encourage people on social media, and they were like, Shamilla, write a book already. Like, we've been telling you to do this forever. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then someone messaged me and was like, you really need to do your book. People really want to know what you have to say. They look up to you. And that hit me at that moment. I didn't have a title. I didn't have format. I just started writing, and it came to me. And I was just like, hey, how does this sound? And I was like, I love it. That's so you. I was like, that's so you.
That's
So,
great.
so I already have an idea for my next one. I'm super excited. I won't touch on that yet, but I'm super excited now that I have my confidence. Kind of had to, shake it off and get it out, just get one done to
Mhm.
see how that goes. It's not the last from the Soaring Woman.
That's awesome. I'm excited for a whole series. Oh, the soaring person, who
The
knows?
soaring person, right? I have to do something, right? I also I have extra shirts. I'm wearing one of them. It says, I am a masterpiece, not a master of pieces. And if you want one of those, let me know too. Like I said, my email is thesoaringwoman@gmail.com. Um, I love when people talk to me and email me. I'm super responsive. Like, I love it. And I'll just be honest with you.
Mhm.
And sometimes all you need is someone just to talk to. I do not, disclaimer, I am not a therapist.
Yes.
But sometimes people just need a friend, and a lot of times that when people work for me.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good disclaimer. No one, please do not unload all of your emotional things
So
on this soaring woman.
if you just need some encouragement or something like that, hit me up.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. And there's like, I mean, so many more questions. I'd love to learn more, but I figure I should just read your book, and everyone watching should just, read the book, and we can probably get some of those answers. But yeah, is there anything else that you want to share as we wrap up?
No, I didn't really get to talk too much about my business, but I do have a business called Resilience to Thrive, where I provide online business management and project management for construction and remodeling companies. Actually, and like I said, I met my first partnership here. But if you guys have any questions about that, I can also be reached at any of the channels that I'm pretty sure Sam has put in the comments. So that's just the other part I did not get to mention, but I was super happy to do this and let you guys know a little bit about me. If you see me, say hi, because I'll probably say hi to you.
Absolutely. Well, when I upload this video to our YouTube channel, I'll make sure to include that website, link to the book, all that good stuff. So you'll be able to see that there as well. But thank you again. And I hope y'all will join us again next week. Danya Williams, who was going to go last week, and then I lost my ability to understand technology, is going to join us next week. She graciously was able to reschedule with us. So I hope you'll join us then. And if you are watching this, you're an Advent member and you get to give a talk, or it's been a while, hit me up. I'd love to get you signed up. Would love to learn everything you have to offer. So thanks again, and I hope you all have a great evening.
Bye, Sam. Bye, guys.
Bye.